All right, we're gonna do a quick TBR video today. I think it's gonna be quick. It's been a time over here. I'm not feeling super physically well. I finally got to see a doctor today about stuff that's been happening on my face that I don't like. It feels bad. It hurts. But I still want to get my TBR out. I'm excited about the books, and mental health has been wonky. Just stuff's happening in life that I can't control. I guess it's not ambient mental health problems, right? Like sometimes when you're depressed or anxious, there's not a cause. In this case, there's a direct cause. So just need to heal both physically and mentally. So for reading, I'm trying to lean on tried and true, I'm gonna be good. Because right now, I'm actually really thriving off of my Oathbringer read. But I think I'll actually be done with that before July. So it's not on my July TBR because I read that the entirety of the last 2 weeks of June. And honestly, maybe it's my favorite one now. I don't know. Time will tell. We'll wrap up. We'll figure it out then. So in the meantime, I had to figure out what I'm reading next month. I do have my 2 Patreon things, and then there's this sort of book club adjacent thing I do with my friends. So 3 things, honestly only 2 that I have to read, and 1 that I got it from the library, so I should read it before it gets sent back because the hold took me so long to get. So starting with the Patreon buddy read, we are doing The Familiars, which I believe is a standalone by Leigh Bardugo. I've only read 2 Leigh Bardugos, but it kind of fits into the theme of escape. I mean, I don't know if this book does, but Leigh Bardugo books for me, at least Hellbent and Ninth House, were both really good for me in times when I was really stressed. It just flowed. It was captivating. It flowed. It was easy to sink into and just go along with the story. Not all-time favorites, but in terms of a book that distracts me while I'm reading it, yes, which is kind of the goal. It's the goal of the month. So the fact that that's the buddy read, just happenstance for this theme of the month, great. I don't know what it's about. I think it's someone who works at a place and has powers and gets caught using her powers, so then she gets shown off a lot. I don't know. I think it's historical fiction adjacent in Spain. I think the main character is Jewish. That's all I got. And then they voted for me for my TBR to read The Seventh Bride by T. Kingfisher. T. Kingfisher is always a comfort read for me. I don't know what this one's about. The main character's name is Rhea. She's a miller's daughter. It looks like this is a fairy tale retelling. That's what I'm getting. There's a lord. She's a miller's daughter. Someone's proposing marriage out of nowhere. So yeah, apparently she's forced to agree to this. And I guess maybe she'll be the seventh bride. I guess we'll find out. That's all I've got. I'm not going to read the entire back of this book. I do believe this was her first book written under T. Kingfisher. Maybe not story. There might have been short stories under T. Kingfisher before this. But this was one of the books I bought in Toronto. And I was just really excited because I'd never seen this in person before. Let's see. Yeah, Nine Goblins was out. Toadwords and Other Stories. Okay, so Byrony and Roses, which I have over here. This might have come out first. These came out around the same time. I love this. Read it in a day and a half. That was Beauty and the Beast retelling. So I'm hoping this is cozy and comfortable. Escape. So, and then the one that who knows how it will work, if I'll read it, 7 Days in June. It's, I don't know if it's a romance or not. I get a lot of pushback on if it's a romance or not when I'm looking around the internet. So, I mean, and for me, it does not matter if something has a happily ever after, which is, I know, the only true, definition of a romance for the genre. But I know it's primarily about these 2 people and their second chance romance. And I think one, if not both of them, are writers. It is incredibly popular. I've always been kind of curious about it, but I just don't read a lot of romance. But I have been liking contemporary romance, and I believe this is contemporary. So, could work. I know it's heavy hitting, which also typically works for me. I just think sometimes I like heavy hitting mixed with, fan fiction level tropes. That weird sauce there. And I don't know if this has that, because people typically talk more about the heavy themes than anything else. So those are the 3 things that I'm when I was putting together my thoughts, I'm yeah, those are the 3 things I'm reading. Something I'm going to continue, because I was going to read this, and then life. So excuse me while I hold this book up again, but it will happen. It's not the book's fault. I've literally, every time I have the intention, I just don't get a page. It's not even because reading it's hard. It's because I'm not getting a chance to pick it up to read it. And that's the will to battle. So yeah, this is a thing I would like to read. It's not even that long. It's 380 pages or something. 340 pages. It's not a long book. It is a writing style I like. It's a world I like. But it's like a sit down and read book that where I want like focus, and I'm not very focused lately. Like the fact that I'm reading Oathbringer so quickly has nothing to do with the fact that Oathbringer is easier to read and more to do with the fact that this is my third time reading it. And I know what's going to happen, and it's comfortable. And honestly, the characters are a mess in the way that I'm a mess right now, and it's relatable. And I'm now remembering strongly why I love Adolin. Okay, anyways, Will to Battle. This takes place after the first 2 books in Terra Ignota. Things are happening, and I would like to read it. And like I'm getting to the point where like I know what happened the first 3 chapters I've read. I've read 60 pages of this. But part of me is just like, just start over. Even though it's not been that long, even though I remember what's happening there, I just feel like the stutter stop thing is not working for my brain. But I want to read it. So that's like a higher personal priority. And then I grabbed these 2 books off my physical TBR because one of them is a favorite author. And I haven't read it yet, and I've been saving it for a rainy day, and maybe it's rainy day time. This is Unraveling by Karen Lord. There is a new cover out, and a new cover for Redemption in Indigo. If you don't know, I love Karen Lord's works. I've read all 4 of the published books besides this one. So there are 5 published works, 3 sci-fi, 2 fantasy speculative. This one, I think she told me was a little bit more horror. I have a Science Behind the Magic interview with her. She's phenomenal. Loved chatting with her. So just because I know I like her style, feels like a safe bet. And literally, I've been saving this for a rainy day. So, and it's raining in my head. Like I'm so uncomfortable all the time. I truly don't know why my body hates me. And then this one is a mixed bag, but there's a curiosity factor. Like I want to try this out. I'm hoping it's better for me. And that is Tidal Creatures by Shauna McGuire. This is the sequel to Middle Game and Seasonal Fears. It's part of a series called the Alchemy Journal series. And like there's a middle grade novella series that is like in world to this children's stories, kind of like series of unfortunate events-ish, or like the Wizard of Oz, or like if the Wizard of Oz didn't become super popular, it could have been this child series. I only read the first 2 in that, and I was kind of like, whatever. They're not that exciting for me. I'm not getting a lot from them. Usually the excerpts that are important are placed in the books. And so I read Middle Game twice, love it, adore it, one of my favorite books of all time. I have this feeling about platonic love it's that ride or die. I love it. It's why David Tennant and Donna Noble, like David Tennant's Doctor, both 10 and 14, and Donna Noble are like my favorite thing. Like it used to be I loved Rose and David because I was like a hopeless romantic, but Donna's character and David Tennant's Doctor Who's platonic love ride or die-ness is like my soul. And that's why I love Middle Game. Seasonal Fears was more of a love-ish story, questy with a fake competition trope. And it was about people embodying seasons and someone trying to make the season to have control of it, but the season was naturally born, maybe. I can't even remember. I did not have a fun time. This one is presumably, the stuff in orange at the top is every night a moon shines down on the impossible city. Okay, I feel like everyone's trying to get control of this impossible city in this series. The lore is very wibbly wobbly, which is fine. Like, I don't read this series for the lore. I just want to meet a Roger and Dodger pairing again. So I have no idea if this will scratch an itch. I don't know. It's starting to feel more and more like Shauna McGuire is a one-hit wonder, but I'm curious. Curiosity is reigning supreme on this one. So that is 6 books, which, like, I normally read 8 to 10. And so I'm probably going to just wibbly wobbly move around, find stuff I want to read. I probably will get to a Bejeweled. So probably Brothers in Arms, at Arms, can't remember the word in the middle because it's been a while. And Bejeweled is another comfort author of mine. And it gets me closer and closer to, there is a book coming up, not that people just like adore. So I'm getting closer to the beloved book, which is kind of exciting. So I don't know what it's about. I think it's a Miles book again. So we're back with Miles Verkoskin. And then if I, look at my bag, I have all my other new releases that excite me because they're still new and shiny. This one I'm tentatively curious about, Emperor and the Endless Palace, because it has kind of that we will always find each other across time trope, I think, that I really love. It's not like, I think, a romance per se, but it definitely has that. And like, I don't know, has anyone consumed Aida? I don't think Aida is like a mega popular musical, but it's actually one done by Disney. It just doesn't get the same love as like The Lion King, which I get why Lion King is more popular, but I love The Lion King. I'm about to watch that movie soon because it's its 30th anniversary. That musical is very pretty. It's a very pretty musical, and that's it. It has very pretty costumes. And that's it. Like, I really don't like it. But Aida came out a couple years before the Lion King musical. And its whole thing is like reincarnation of these two tragic lovers who couldn't be together. And like, I've eaten that shit up my whole life. And I feel like there's essence of that in here. And maybe I'm off base. But I also know it's got some spicy, sexy scenes, which I'm not against either. So we'll see. And it's not that long. Like, could use a short one. So we'll see. It seems like, I think, a good blending of things. I probably need a horror, but I don't know what horror I'm in the mood for. I do know that there's some Lee Mandello that I've been meaning to read. He has 2 novellas that have come out that I haven't gotten to that are horror adjacent, so I could try those. But his can be a little bit more grief somber horror that don't know if I'm in the mood for. I can't tell. If I wasn't reading Seventh Bride, maybe I would have tried one of T. King Fisher's horror, but I feel like I don't need to like be doing all of that. I do have a probably more thrilling sci-fi in my bag. Like I showed you guys in the haul, I do have Immunity Index. So maybe if I'm looking for like something fast-paced, I'd pick that up. But I don't know what I'm in the mood for. So that's the short and sweet TBR. I'm working on this. I hope it's not super noticeable to you guys. It's super noticeable to me because it's not only like a visual difference for me, but it hurts. And like, I know you guys aren't going to make fun of it. Like everyone's had skin problems and everyone hates it. And it's never fun when you don't look like how you want to look. But if you are someone for some reason who has found this random video and you've clicked on it and you've gotten this far and you want to leave like a bad comment about how my face looks, that's just stupid rude. And you should reevaluate your life. Like, I don't even know why you'd be doing that. People never do that here. So I'll know that this was your first time watching a video. But let me know what you like to read when you are feeling adrift. When you feel like nothing is stable, because that's about where I'm at. Like, I'm just in a sea of uncharted territory, and it's not a fun uncharted territory. Like, it's not an uncharted territory of my choosing, right? There's something to be said for choosing an uncertain path, and there's an excitement and terror to it. This is not that, and so I'm leaning heavily on just trying to keep normalcy, trying to keep routine, trying to find things that distract me and, bring me joy. And that's why this TBR is curated the way it is, and I'm hoping it's good success. Worst case, I'm not supposed to read Rhythm of War until the fall, but if that's what I gotta do, that's what I'm gonna do. It's what I'm going to do. And now it's reminding me why Sanderson was one of my favorite authors when I was in college and high school, because I was all the uncharted territory, and like his writing, I think, it's a very approachable, self-insert, relatable mental health kind of thing. Like, there are some lines that some of the characters say where I'm like, oh, this is so basic, but I needed to hear the basic, straight fact right now. I didn't need to find it from weird literary angles. I just need to feel seen in these silly little fantasy characters. It makes me happy, or at least makes me feel less alone in a very odd way. Anyways, and if you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, leave a moon or a sun, because, like, I think it's supposed to be like an eclipse situation for tidal creatures. So something like that. I don't know if there's an eclipse emoji. If there is, I guess leave that. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.